Yes, don't forget that Doggy Diamonds No Filter is an actual podcast, actual audio podcast, where this show and other shows can be heard on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you don't know how to get there, just make sure you go right to the links in the description box. They're right below. Also, for only $100, I promote whatever you need on my social medias and my website. That's my Twitter, Facebook, Insta Stories, YouTube community, and my website, which will be featured on www.doggydiamondstv.com. Hit me up on Instagram at Doggy Diamonds for your promo. Serious inquiries only. Let's get to it. Yes, so I'm gonna do a real quick intro, and then we just gonna get right into it. You can hear somebody in the background. They're there. They are there. So I'm Doggy Diamonds. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell to get all the notifications, as well as when you go to the audio version, you leave me a nice comment. So without any further ado, I present my guests on the screen today. Let's just cut it. I'm Doggy Diamonds. Introduce yourself to the people.
I be that OG Bronx representative, Charlie Rock LD, ex-Terror Squadian, you heard?
So when you say ex-Terror Squadian, how were you ex? Were you once a member and you left, or like what took place?
Well, I was a member. First of all, we had the original Terror Squad members, and then we had the rappers. The original was the original.
Okay.
Before the rapping, the niggas that was putting in that work and doing all the dirt on the street.
Got you. So you was a part of the street.
Hell yeah.
Okay. And then the rappers came about. So I was always confused. Was Pun original Terror Squad street, or did he come?
No.
Okay.
We love Pun, Cuban, and all of them, but they came on board after Joe was already a rapper and he was doing the rapping thing. That's why they call us the original. That's why if you hear my shout out on Capital Punishment, Pun recognizes me as one of the original members of Terror Squad.
Got you. So you was around for when did you start hanging around Joe?
Oh, we talking about the 80s. We was in fucking junior high school, Morris High School and all that.
Damn.
We was in Forest Projects, which was known as Godsville. This was before the rapping, years before the rapping.
Got you.
This was in the 80s when I was showing Joe and Tom Montana the ropes, the hood life, everything and all that.
So you was around before even the DITC situation with him?
Hell yeah, my nigga. I'm talking about original. Original means since before all that, though.
So you was there for Flojo, everything.
Before, when Flojo came out, I already had 4 years in. You got to remember, I got locked up at 88.
Oh, okay.
We talking about the 80s. Let me give you a little history.
Go ahead.
We talking about the 80s when we all know that was the most violent era in New York City, the 80s. That's when the cracks came out. That's when niggas had dope spots that was pushing $50,000, $60,000 a day. You know, that's where I was at. So naturally, you had to hold your territory down. And Charlie Rock LD was always a banger. You know, Joe didn't make Charlie Rock. Charlie Rock made Joe. Let's get that right.
So, okay, you were sentenced. What was your sentence?
A double murder.
And how many what was your time?
I copped out to a 10 or 20.
And how much of that did you have to do?
Let me say something. At 18 years old, I was man enough to know that if you got caught, you kept your motherfucking mouth shut. Like you said on the other day, we took an oath to this shit. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying that to say that at 18 years old, I was making crazy money on the street with Tony Montana, Joe, and all of us. I got knocked in November of 88. And I could have easily got less time because I was fucking with niggas like Boy George, Chicky from the Boulevard, Little Paulie. These are all known niggas. I could have easily got less time, but ratting was not even a motherfucking option.
Got you. So when you say when you was getting money on the street, so with Fat Joe, statute of limitations is up, and when he said he was getting money in the street, he's not lying about that.
Joe, at that time, I'm talking about that time, Joe was under me. I was that nigga.
Got you.
I showed him the ropes. What Joe used to do was take the packages to the spot, bring them back, and all that. I was the nigga putting in the work, running the spots and everything. And that's just how it happened. I called the double body. Because if you making that type of money, motherfuckers is coming from all angles to try to put work on your block. And that's exactly what happened in my case. Niggas was trying to put work on the block. I had to defend the block because it was my block. And when you making that type of money, niggas is coming out the woodworks. And I wasn't the only nigga banging. Everybody in the Bronx was banging at that time. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I'm not saying I was the only nigga busting my gun. No, every block, every drug dealer had their niggas putting in work.
I always thought your name meant Charlie Rock Lockdown. Is that what the LD?
No, LD stands for Living Dangerous. That's the stamp I used to have on my dope.
Got you. Because I always thought Charlie Rock LD when Joe said, if I was like, maybe it means Charlie Rock Lockdown. That's what I always thought it meant. But I'm glad
No,
you was able.
the LD stands for Living Dangerous. That's the stamp I used to have on my work.
So you was messing with the Diesel.
Hells yeah, the D and the Krills. Everything, nigga. I was down with D, all of the above.
Ooh. Diesel. That's a lot of money. That's a lot.
You're talking about 40, 50,000 a day. Again, this was the 80s. You know what I mean? When it wasn't unheard of for niggas to be pushing 50, 60,000 a day on $10 bags.
Facts.
That's why there were so many murders and violence and niggas getting kidnapped and your mother getting murdered and everything. And when you're talking about that much money, D, you know niggas is coming out the woodworks.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know the dope money is sometimes made before 10 a.m. It's all day because they need their first bag 5 a.m. They need their first bag so they don't get sick. Yeah, get off E.
I used to have my workers open up at 5:30 in the morning.
So they could get off E, so they don't get sick. Yep.
So they could get their little bag, go to work, and, you know, do what they do.
Yep. So, so did you miss his rap career is what you're saying? You missed the whole rap stuff?
Yeah. Listen to me. I got locked up in 88 and I came home in 2002. So straight 14 and a half years. So what happened was I was locked up. Joe was always my brother at the time. So one day I had like 5 years in. I was in Auburn and he came to see me, telling about he's going to be a rapper. Nigga, we don't rap. What the fuck you talking about? So he's like, Charlie, I met some niggas. They said if I could come up with some rhymes, they'll put me in the studio. So I gave him my blessing. Do it, my nigga. Do it. So by the time I came home in 2002, Pun already had passed. You know what I mean? And all that shit. He was already a made nigga in the industry.
So when you came home, would you correspond? He came to see you, but was y'all corresponding the whole time you was locked up?
He used to come and see me, yeah, about 2-3 times a year. I ain't gonna lie. He used to come see me.
Did you meet?
But I'm gonna be real. Let me say this. He would always bring. I met Pun, Cuban, all of them on the visit. So at the time, I didn't know that Joe. I thought it was out of love that he was my brother and he loved me. That's why he was coming to see me. In reality, what he was doing was using my street cred. He would literally bring Pun and Cuban and them on the visit and tell them in front of me, if you ever flip on me or betray me, this is the nigga that's gonna put a hot one in.
Word?
True story, my nigga.
So hold on. He brought Pun and sat Pun in front of you and told Pun, if you ever betray me, my man Charlie Rock is going. Wow.
True story. True story. I got the pictures to prove it. If you go on my website, you see pictures of me, Pun, Cuban, all of us on the visit.
Wow.
So at the time, I thought it was love. But when I came home, I realized the love wasn't there.
So, okay, so Pun passes away. Obviously, Cuban and them has the falling out. But while you're in prison, because I remember your story maybe 10, 15 years ago, you telling the story. As you're in prison, Joe's starting to have all these issues on the streets now. With G-Unit. He's beefing with G-Unit. He's beefing with different...
All right, let me explain that. What happened was I came home in 2002.
Okay.
In 2004, I caught a parole violation. So I go back in for 15 months. While I'm in there doing the violation, that's when the G-Unit TS shit was going on. So I'm in the TV room in the yard, and it was one of the awards coming on, and Joe said some shit about 50, and 50 came back and said some shit about Joe. So niggas in the yard was getting hyped up. Like, oh yeah, it's all about 50, it's all about 50, fuck Fat Joe, fuck Fat Joe. That was my brother at the time, you know what I mean? And I'm an old school nigga. So no way you're gonna talk back. And I was coming home in 4 months, Doggie Diamond. So I could have easily just bypassed it and said, you know what I mean? It's just a nigga talking shit, he ain't nobody, but I'm not that nigga. I get up, stab a nigga in the neck for talking shit about Joe, and his man came and stabbed me in the eye. And I'm talking to you blind in one eye right now.
Wow.
I got stabbed in the eye defending this nigga honor. I come home after the violation, and this nigga tell me, Charlie, we can't be cool for at least a year till I see you not doing no bullshit, and then we could be cool again.
Wow.
This is where
Did you explain to him?
fallout came.
Did you explain to him like, yo, bro, I just lost my eye. I just put in some work for you.
Of course, Doggie Diamond, of course. But Joe has a habit of doing that. Check out what he does. What he does is, if you on the crew and you fuck up or do something he don't like, he exiles you for a year and cut off all communication. Don't fuck with you. Don't nothing for a year and a half, and let you feel it. Then he plays the hero and come back. Here's a couple of dollars. Come back. I didn't go for that shit. I was like, fuck you. Joe didn't leave me. I was not kicked out of Terror Squad. Let's get that right. I left. There's a big difference, my nigga. I want people to know he did not kick me out. I left. Very big difference. He thought because he was rich and he was famous that, I wasn't going to have the balls to be like, fuck you, I'm out of here. And that's exactly what I did. Fuck you, I'm out of here.
So, the altercation in prison, did you get another infraction? Did you have to do a longer time?
Check this out. They gave the nigga a new charge that stabbed me in the eye, right? They called me as a witness for me to supposedly testify on him because he stabbed me in the eye. In front of the judge, my nigga, with God as my witness, I walk over to the nigga that he's standing with the fucking DA, and I'm like, yo, listen, this is my friend right here. I shook his hand. I was like, Your Honor, this is not the guy that stabbed me in the eye. This is my friend. If anything, he would have helped me out. So they dropped the charges on the nigga. Let me tell you something, Doggie Diamond. You can go to the West Coast, East Coast, I don't give a fuck, niggas gang banging, all that shit or whatever. You're going to be real hard pressed to find a nigga like me with the reputation I got and the shit that I put in. You know what I mean? Again, I tell you, when I got locked up in 88, I could have told on mad niggas and got 5-6 years. But that wasn't even an option. I'm a stand-up nigga. From the cradle to the grave, I'm that nigga.
So what took you so long to say anything? Because I heard a little, like I said, I heard a little grumblings of your story before, but it's been so long? Why in 2022 you feel like, you know what, it's time for me to tell my story?
Well, to be honest, I came home. I did another bid and came home in 2020. I did another 8 years in Massachusetts for stabbing 2 niggas in a bar. But anyway, I did 8 years. I came home in 2002. I did some serious soul searching. And I promised myself, my daughter, and my family that I was not going to die in a motherfucking cell. So I did some serious soul searching. I reinvented myself, put all that gangster shit to the side because it didn't cost me nothing but mad jail time, hardship, and everything.
In your eye.
And in my eye, my scar right here. I was also on a documentary on Rikers Island. It's called Scarface for Life.
Yes, Pistol Peter's on there as well.
Your boy Charlie Rock was ringing bells on Rikers Island and up north. Everywhere I went, I was a stand-up nigga. I'm not saying I was the baddest nigga and everybody in there was scared of me and I used to eat people and shit skeletons and all that crazy wild shit. But I definitely held my own wherever I went. Never joined none of the gang, never been a gangbanger, which that's very rare in prison for you to do that much time and not get down with none of the gangs. Because naturally you need backup, you need support.
You wasn't even a king? You wasn't even a king?
Never.
Wow.
Fuck out of here. Never. No disrespect to the kings, but I was never a king, Nieta, Muslim, Christian. I was none of that shit. I would always gravitate to niggas like myself that would always hold their own, that wasn't down with none of the cliques, and if they got involved in some shit, they banged out and handled their BI.
So, how do you feel right now? You was defending Terror Squad's honor. You lost the eye. The other homie got stabbed. But now Fat Joe and 50 is cool. What do you think about that?
I mean, I'm the type of individual that I don't dwell on the past. Because if I did, I'll go crazy. I strongly believe that you do not let your past define your future. So it's not like I dwell on it. It's not like I think about it. It is what it is. I look at that as a part of my life that I lived, and now I'm on some other shit. You know what I mean? We all keep reinventing ourselves. At least if you're smart, you keep reinventing yourself, and you got to switch up with the times. So as far as the G Unit Joe shit, you know what I mean? I don't harbor no ill wills. I really don't give a fuck about Joe. What I do want to say about Joe is that I want to salute him for being the brokest nigga in the rap game.
Huh?
Joe is the brokest nigga in the rap industry. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Go ahead.
Fat Joe been in the game 40 years, and his net worth is $4 million. You can look it up right now, see Fat Joe's net worth, and my nigga only got 4 mil.
Hey, that's more than me, though. I ain't gonna front. That's more than me. Shit, I want to be that broke, but I get what you say.
Yeah, but we the average niggas. But you a household name, a rap superstar. Again, my nigga, you been in the game 40 years. That's 4 decades. And you only holding 4 mil. He feel bad for me. I feel bad for him. The nigga broke. He barely made it out the projects.
So
you can look up Fat Joe's net worth right now, and he is worth $4 million. The nigga broke.
I want to be $4 million broke, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I hear you, Doggie Diamond, but you and I do not have the status that Fat Joe has.
Gotcha.
He's a household name. He is a household name. Mm-hmm. Everybody that's in the industry has heard the name Fat Joe. Mm-hmm. You've been in the game 40 years. My nigga, let's say that again. 40 years, and you holding $4 million. My nigga, you washed up. You broke.
So if y'all, when's the last time y'all spoke?
Oh, years ago. When I came home and he told me that I had to be home a year before I could rock with him again. I told him straight up, fuck you. That's when I did I was on the K Slade show airing them out. I even made like 3 track songs airing them out. And I'm not even a fucking rapper.
So
I made up 3 songs specifically getting at Joe. And they some real shit. I'm talking about our high school days, how I showed him the ropes, how I held it down, everything and all that, how he flipped on me. The name of the song is called Nameless. You can check it out on Charlie Rock LD, Nameless.
So you the last conversation was the last conversation. Throughout all these years, y'all haven't bumped into each other, you haven't spoke. Y'all don't have no mutual friends?
No, nothing. Not at all.
What about all the other original Terror Squad members?
Joe flipped on all of them. There are no original niggas. Joe betrayed every nigga that original that was ever down with him, just like he robbed every artist that he ever had. Like he did to Pun's wife. Like, you fat bastard. How you gonna shit on Pun's wife and kids? How could you? That hurt me more than when he flipped on me. Well, keeping it 100, that hurt me more. I cried when I heard that nigga on the radio live tell Liza, Joe's wife, mommy, what you need to do is get a job. And don't be counting my money. And I ain't lying to you. You can look this up. Don't let me bluff you. You can look this shit up.
No, I heard it. I heard that audio. So throughout your whole prison bid, you basically don't know Fat Joe the rapper.
I came home. I was with him for like about 2-3 years. That's about it.
Okay. What was that like?
He was not showing love, Diamond D. I came home. You're not even going to believe me when I tell you that I came home in 2002. Fat Joe was a multi-millionaire. And you're not going to believe me when I tell you this. The nigga gave me $1,000. Your brother just came home after doing 14 years, all his childhood in there. You've been coming to the visit, beating me in the head, shouting me out on records, everything and all that. But yet I come home and you give me a stack and $1,500 in clothes.
Was it
all I got from Joe when I came home? And I had to wait 8 months to get a car. And he didn't take me to the dealership. He gave me his Escalade that he had for 2 motherfucking years. That's how he blessed me.
So, okay, a lot of people might ask, what did you expect from him? Did you come home thinking, all right, this is my brother, he gonna make sure I'm good? What did you expect? Or did he make promises that he didn't keep?
My nigga, this is what he's been telling me for 10 years. Charlie, when you come home, I got you. You good. He even says it on the Terror Squad album. My brother, Charlie Rock LD, when you come home, you on. Now, granted, I'm an old school nigga, and I know that you never count your brother's money. I never expected him to give me $1 million, half of his money. Never expected that. But true story, I didn't expect you to give me a fucking $1,000. Am I wrong, Diamond D? Am I wrong, Doggie Diamond?
I mean, it's perception. You know, some people be like, he ain't have to give you shit. The way we are, you gotta think of today's society.
No.
In today's society, the way people think. Go ahead.
Hear me out. I don't feel that he owe me nothing. But I'm saying, how you gonna be a real nigga? You holding a few $1 million. Your brother been down 14 years, and you give me $1,000, my nigga. Fuck wrong with you?
So have y'all ever?
Diamond, there's no way you could. There's no way you could talk around that, my nigga.
No, I got you.
Gonna give a nigga $1,000?
Have y'all ever had an argument?
As far as what?
As far as besides him saying you can't come around for a year, you told him fuck yourself. Have y'all ever argued? Have y'all so when he tell you don't come around, you can't come around for a year, you just disappear out the picture, then you went and did your other time.
Yeah, but in the process, I aired them out on the K-Slay show. I made a few diss songs. I was on a magazine airing them out. Like, I just wanted to let the world know the shit bag that the nigga is.
So, okay. So, you know, so I'm thinking of the new audience because this happened a long time ago. So the new audience would say, what did he do to you that got you so angry? So I want you to express that. All right, you definitely lost your eye defending the name and the honor. He didn't keep it real with you. Was it anything else specifically that he might have told you, that promised you, that he just you know, that just turned you off for the whole situation?
First of all, I'm not angry. Okay. I ain't mad at the nigga. What happened. You know, it is what it is. Like I told you, I don't dwell in the past. Okay. So it's not like I walk around, oh, this nigga this, or my whole life is over because Joe, nah. I don't think like that.
Got you.
Do he owe me something? I don't feel that he owed me something. But my nigga, if you holding a few $1 million, I don't think that it's right that you gave your brother $1,000 when he came home after 14 years.
Got you. And y'all was in. So you saying he worked for you at one point? You was the boss and he was.
No, I was the boss. I put him on. I showed him the ropes as far as the street. Again, this was before the rap game.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
Got you. So if right, well, because he's gonna see this. What do you want to say directly to him?
My nigga, I ain't mad at you. I'm not looking to make up with you and kiss and make up and all that. You know what I mean? I ain't mad at you. You did what you did. You know you was motherfucking wrong. You know my hand didn't call for that. You know? And it is what it is. That's why you've been in the game 40 years and you only holding $4 million. Ah!
So
let me tell you something about Charlie Rock, Doggie Diamond.
Go ahead.
There's many ways for a person to be rich. When we talk about somebody being rich, we normally think about financially. That's what the first person usually think. You know what I mean? I don't have a Bentley. I don't have $1 million home. And keeping it real, I only got a few stacks in the bank. But I'm rich in spirituality. I'm rich in my status. I'm rich in my reputation. And I could go, Charlie Rock can go anywhere on God's green earth and walk with my head up and my chest out because I'm that nigga. Another thing for the young niggas walking around talking about they loyal, they gangster, they put in work, whatever, all that faggot shit. My nigga, you could never claim that you are a loyal nigga until your loyalty has been tested. Let's say that again. You could never claim that you a loyal nigga until your loyalty has been tested and you pass with flying colors. That's like saying you can't say you a motherfucking killer or murderer and you ain't body nothing.
So right now, what are you doing? Do you have some type of organization that you're working on or some type of...
Yeah, hell yeah. I reinvented myself. Charlie Rock LD is now a life coach.
Okay.
I'm a life coach for ex-inmates and their family, helping them make the transition. First of all, when niggas come home after doing a long bid, they're institutionalized.
Facts.
A lot of people don't know what institutionalized is. I went through that. I went through that myself. And the worst part is you have no idea that you're institutionalized. You don't even know what it is. You're home, but you still have the mindset of a convict. You still living with the same rules and the same shit as when you was in prison. So what I'm hoping to do is, through my experience and through my knowledge and my pain and suffering as a life coach, I'm helping guys and females break that mindset of being institutionalized and helping them be a productive member of society. Also, I'm helping people out with the transition, you know, making the transition from prison to civilian. That's a process. My business is Charlie Rock LD Prison Mentality at Gmail. Okay. Anybody that's interested, hit me up. I'm all over Facebook, Instagram, all that. Again, Charlie Rock LD Prison Mentality.
So that's your Instagram as well?
And on my Instagram, yeah, Charlie Rock LD Prison Mentality.
Okay, I'll make sure your Instagram is at the bottom.
I do workshops, I do seminars, I do one-on-one coaching. I even set shit up with my PO so they could cut me a check so I could talk to niggas that just came home and enlighten them about what they're gonna go through. I'm not also helping them change their mindset. I'm helping reduce the recidivism rate. Because the average nigga that come home after so many time in jail, what happens? Within a year or a few months, they go right back in because they still have that same mindset. So through my coaching and my enlightening, I'm helping you to break those mental shackles, reduce the recidivism rate. And what's even more important, I'm not only coaching ex-inmates, I'm coaching the family, the wife, the daughters, the sons, people that have somebody that has been in prison, they home now, and they don't understand their mindset. You might have a wife that been bidding with a nigga for 10 years. He's home now, and she don't understand him.
He getting up at 5 in every day, right? like what the hell you getting up so early for?
Yeah. He's going into the showers with his slippers. He get disrespected when somebody changed the TV. You know what I mean? I gave a story on one of my videos when I came home, and I was putting some butter on a motherfucking piece of bread. Somebody knocks at the door. I'm like, who is it? She's like, your PO. What do Charlie Rock do? I was so institutionalized, Diamond D.
You hit the knife. You hit the knife.
I took the knife and put it in between my ass cheeks. My sister looked at me like, Poppy, what's wrong with you? I had no explanation. I couldn't understand it. I literally took the butter knife and put it in between my ass cheeks because that's where you carry your shanking in there. That's the mindset of a convict, of niggas that's been in prison for 10, 15, 20 years. We have that mindset. Again, Charlie Rock LD Prison Mentality. I have reinvented myself. I'm a new nigga now.
So when you see these rappers getting these RICO cases, and Young Thug and Tekashi, and what do you think about that when you see that?
As far as what?
As far as like everybody's gang, and then the feds come, and then
they telling on everybody. They not stand-up niggas, my nigga. They not stand-up niggas. Charlie Rock LD is in the same status with niggas like John Gotti, Al Capone, Lucky Luciano, niggas that was gangsters and never ratted on nobody. You could never put the word Charlie Rock LD and rat in the same sentence. Never.
Why do you think ratting became accepted now, though?
Because everybody sells out, my nigga, and they go for the money. And like you was talking the other day, you took an oath when you decided to jump into this. I heard the video you were saying, and you was right. Motherfuckers took an oath when they decided to jump into the street life. I don't care if you selling a nickel bag in the projects or you down with the cartels pulling in tons of coke. You took an oath, my nigga. The same way you gratified and you was glorifying when you was getting that money, the lifestyle, the bitches, the cars, the jewelry, everything and all that. It's the same way you gotta hold it down when your ass get locked up and not snitch on the next nigga. But I'm a last of a dying breed. They don't got guys like me around no more.
Got you. For the young dudes that watching this, could you explain to them what the streets cost you? Why they should stay out of the streets?
The street is always good. It's like anything else in life, my nigga. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, you don't want to deal with the consequences. It don't go like that. You want to have a good time when the money's coming in, when you live in the lifestyle, the cars, everything and all that. But then you get locked up and you want to tell on your man. What part of the game is that? That was in the contract that your ass signed. Whether you knew or you didn't know, you signed the contract. When you decided to be a street nigga and get money off the street, whether you selling drugs, robbing niggas, kidnapping, whatever your genre is, you signed that contract whether you know it or not. Now that your ass got locked up, my nigga, you got to deal with that shit. You don't tell on the next nigga. Fuck you.
Give them your Instagram. Give them all your social media.
You can catch me at CharlieRockLD, gmail.com. I mean, CharlieRockLD Prison Mentality at Gmail. You can catch me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Charlie Rock LD, Prison Mentality. That's what's popping right now. Before anything, I want to salute my nigga Goya COK, who's the one that hooked this interview up.
Yes, indeed.
He's actually my right-hand man on the team as far as with the Prison Mentality thing. I want to salute my brother KC, Iron Wolf, who's down with the Lost of Saint. It's an MC club. That's my brother right there. It's a Christian biker club. And you know, nowadays, everything is positive for Charlie Rock. I don't want no negativity around me. I mean, I put my time in. How much more time you want out of a nigga?
But you so you staying, but you staying away from all the street stuff. You on the right path now, right? No more. I'm
not that nigga no more. Okay. I'm not that nigga no more, Diamond. I put in my work and my quiere.
Got you.
I'm walking around with one headlight. 20 years lost in the prison. My girlfriend at the time was 2 months pregnant when I got locked up. I come home and got a 13-year-old daughter. What more do you want out of the kid?
Got you.
You know, there comes a time in a nigga's life when you be like, okay, you know what I mean? Hasta aquí llegó el caballito. Meaning, it ends here.
What's your YouTube?
My YouTube is Charlie Rock LD. Everything is Charlie Rock LD. Got you.
All right, man. I want to thank you for coming through. Any other things that you want to build on, you want to come back, just let me know, man, and we do it again. Everybody's I'm gonna make sure your YouTube is pinned, your Instagram is pinned to the bottom, and everybody can subscribe to you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna thank you.
Remember, Charlie Rock LD Prison Mentality. Charlie Rock LD Prison Mentality. If you want to hire me to do a seminar, to do a workshop, or you just want to kick it. You know what I mean? And just have somebody that understands your mentality, help you break that mindset, and come over to the other side. It's real nice over here, man. It's really nice over here.
You in the park, you know what I'm saying? You get the park, like how much do you value like walks in the park now and just being able to, you know?
My nigga, I value getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning and eating a motherfucking donut with a glass of milk.
How many prisons?
I'm very appreciative of my freedom.
How many prisons have you been in?
What happened?
How many prisons have you been in?
Oh, my nigga, I can't tell you. It's been a lot. I mean, from Rikers Island to Elmira, Attica, Auburn, Sing Sing, you know what I mean? And all over.
Damn. All right, man. I want to thank you for coming through and stuff like that. So I'll hit you up later on.
I appreciate it.
Peace. Thank you,
Doggie Diamonds. Yes. It is what it is. No filter. My nigga Doggie Diamond got no filter. You heard?
Yeah, thank you for coming through, bro.
Stay up, yo. One.
All right, yep. All right, y'all. So that was Charlie Rock LD. We're gonna make sure that y'all subscribe to his YouTube. His Instagram will be pinned to the bottom below. Make sure you check in with him. If you are an ex-offender and you need a little bit of advice on how the hell to get out of the matrix of the mind state of prison, somebody you should talk to, because he's been through a lot, and maybe he can show you some ways to cope with what's going on. So with that, I'm Doggie Diamonds, man. Until next time, I'm out of here. Peace.